President William Ruto has ordered the Energy Ministry to move with speed and resolve the constant episodes of power outages that have plunged the country into darkness, saying they are injuring Kenya's image. Well, the directive stemming from a cabinet meeting where the president expressed concern that the outages were making Kenya unattractive for investment owing to the losses many companies have suffered. As Chemutai Goin reports, one of the issues identified as a cause for the blackouts was the overloaded transmission lines. The president directed that the lines be expanded expeditiously.
4 days after the country was yet again plunged into darkness, a third time in 3 months attracting widespread criticism.
Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for this morning.
The president is pushing the Energy Ministry into action. During a cabinet meeting where the issue was extensively canvassed and solutions sought, the president stated that they had singled out overloaded power transmission lines as the main cause of frequent power losses, ordering the Energy Ministry to quickly resolve the matter, which was putting the country to shame. Following Sunday's blackout, the Energy Ministry stated that an overload on the Muhoroni-Kisumu line triggered the nationwide power outage.
That line became overstretched. Instead of carrying the normal 80 megawatts to 100 that it's supposed to carry, it was carrying 149, and it gave way. When it gave way, power was trying to get an alternative route back to where it is needed, and that is what caused the cascade of events that led to the national blackout.
In the cabinet brief, the president stated that the transmission lines needed to be unbundled so that loss of power in one of the lines does not affect other regions.
The ministry had realized that we need to complete a missing link because we have a line from Olkaria to Narok, and realized the other route that had taken you all the way to Bomet. So between Narok and Bomet, 81 kilometers, we don't have a link. So, and this is a shorter route that will ensure you push power, adequate power, to the South Rift region, to the South Nyanza region, and ensure that we have adequate power stability around that area.
To address the matter, through financial support from the Africa Development Bank (AFDB), the Bomet-Narok power transmission line will be built to the tune of 37.5 billion shillings, an agreement that will be signed next week.
We are hoping that by Tuesday, because we are trying to accelerate, we are hoping by Tuesday that we can sign the loan to be effective, and thereafter KETRACO can advertise for bidders to come on board and help us construct those lines. At the same time, we are appealing to NLC to clear the pathway in terms of wave acquisition. They gazette the pathway such that KETRACO can now write to all the landowners along the pathway. They be compensated adequately by February. Then by March, we start the construction of that line. We are hoping to get a good contractor. And between March and January 2025, we should have completed.
Admitting that many parts of the South Rift and Nyanza were grappling with an unstable power supply, yet some of those regions have industries that contribute to boosting the country's economy. PS Wachira said with further funding, they will be able to address the matter fully in the coming years.
What will have that do to the South Rift and South Nyanza? Power stability, adequate power evacuation, reduction of power losses, and deloading the Kisumu-Muhoroni-Chemosit line. Currently, we are pushing a lot of power to Kisumu. But when it gets to Kisumu, we have to get ways of getting it out. And to give a clear illustration, it's just like when you have adequate pump water storage, but you are using a 1-inch pipe for you to feed 10,000 people. It will not be possible. So you have to increase the capacity of the pipe so that the water is able to flow. It's the same challenge that we're having.
The line, which was funded in 2016, has not been built due to legal disputes. Further, the government has also secured an 8.55 billion shillings funding for the Kengen solar power project at the Seven Forks Dam, which will also serve as a backup in case of power outage. The 42 megawatts project has been kitted with battery storage, and when power fails, the storage energy kicks in. The project will also help to save hydropower at the 5 dams that make up the Seven Forks. At the same time, the ministry intends to tap into more renewable sources of energy to boost the national grid. Chemutai Goin, Citizen